Welcome into the film room powered by Microsoft Surface. I'm Jeff Lageman, defensive backs coach Kris Richard. Kris, in the NFL, there's been a saying that's been around forever, and it's called the next man up. You guys against the Miami Dolphins lost Tyson Campbell with a hamstring. This past game against the Cleveland Browns, Montaric Brown was that next guy up, and boy, did he play really well.
Yeah, no question about it. Hats off to him. He embodies the spirit of the next man up. And it is the truth of the NFL. Like, if you're not the starter, right, again, you always prepare as a starter because it could be any play. And then that next play, guess what? You just became the starter. So always prepare as if you're the starter. So that way, again, no letdown for the team. And
Montaric ended up making 11 tackles in the ball game and had a fantastic job breaking up some passes. Let's jump into the film and take a look.
So here we have Buster sitting right here at right corner. It's an excellent job from his initial alignment. Again, giving a nice disguise for the quarterback here. We love this alignment right here because there's a multitude of coverages that we can end up playing.
I love what he does here because he's playing his responsibility, and he's got disciplined eyes. And then once the reverse is showing up, man, he's like a snake, the strike.
Absolutely. And so again, the beautiful part about this is it is the recognition. He recognizes the bus ticket release, as we call it, from the wide receiver. So he does an excellent job right here of snapping his eyes back and then just being a fantastic football player, right? Again, there's a dilemma for him right here. Again, we can see this guy sitting right here, the quarterback, right, again, could possibly have blocked him. So it's a nice job by him, again, slithering through there, recognizing that there's nobody to block, and then just keeping his eyes singed in, takes his shot on a tackle, and down he goes.
Now the second play, he's got coverage on number 8, okay? And number 8 on the snap is going to go behind the line of scrimmage. And when he's got man coverage on a guy in that situation, he's got to be able to fight through traffic, and does a great job, and really does a great job with the speed of closing on the route on the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, no question about that. So this here is all about eye discipline, fundamentals, and trust. Again, anytime that we're dealing with a wide receiver who wants to run any sort of crossing route, doesn't matter what side of the line of scrimmage it's on. It could be behind the line of scrimmage, on our side of the line of scrimmage. Again, the biggest coaching point for us is to make sure that we lock our eyes in to this wide receiver and on this hip and ultimately to that pec. And so what we like here is anytime that we deal, and again, these here are the most difficult, right? Because again, they're designed to trick your eyes. So again, they go behind the line of scrimmage, but it's an excellent job by Buster just staying locked in and staying true to the principles and then meeting him on what we like to call over the top of the fence. And the big thing is right, we've all played chase at some point in time.
That's right.
And if someone was on the other side of the fence and we wanted to chase them, how would we? Would we run behind the fence in order to meet them on the other side, or would we just run over the top of the fence and meet them there?
Right.
And so that's always the biggest coaching point on whatever we're dealing with these type of drive routes or again these swap routes and things of that nature, is to always meet the player we're covering over the top of the fence on the other side. So excellent job by Buster, fantastic job with eye discipline. Again, ultimately the race is to the opposite tackle. That's where we need to accelerate. Heck of a job by him. So here again, we'll recognize Buster at the right corner again. The big thing for him is recognition of formation. Right? Again, you see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receivers away from a single receiver X. Light bulb needs to be going off right now that it's an isolation route designed to attack the backside corner. So a multitude of things can happen here, right? Again, first thing that goes to your mind is fade, right? After fade, it comes fade stop, right? So you have your fade or your comeback routes, and then more times than not, ultimately, again, when you're dealing with West Coast offense and that sort of philosophy, is here comes the slant. Right? And so, again, 3 essential plays that we need to be prepared for, and ultimately technique takes care of all of that. It's a great job by him, just playing proper technique, again, staying intense. Again, it's the coverage intensity which is ultimately key in that situation right there, and excellent execution at the end.
There's a lot of quarterbacks in the National Football League that don't like to play the run, maybe called the Deion effect, no criticism, but of Deion, a great player. But not a lot of them like to tackle. And here's a perfect example of Montaric's willingness to be able to get a little bit dirty and tackle.
Yeah, no question about it, right? And so here we'll recognize him essentially, right, again, is what we call win the pre-snap, right? Win the pre-snap. So the intensity in which we align and which we play is more than just about coverage. It's also about, again, pre-snap adjustments and things of that nature. Again, the faster that we can put ourselves in position with proper alignment, the faster we get to read and react. So this is a great example of, again, Buster working down, get into the proper alignment here, and then when the ball snaps, right, again, it's just continuing to play the game, right? So we recognize that we're dealing with a stock block, and then once we recognize and we see run, and it's not okay to stay blocked, right? Again, we are not a one-for-one defense, okay? We never ever give up one-for-one. Once we recognize that it's a stock block and we're dealing with a block, it's get off the block and get to the ball carrier.
I'm glad you paused it right there because you and I have both been taught since we first were playing football, head across the bow to make a tackle. I mean, that's textbook.
This is textbook right here. Again, eyes through the thighs, get ready to wrap and squeeze, get the running back's cleat out of the grass, some way, shape, or form. They have to go down, and we need to line up and be prepared for the next play with a loss.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time, and great job coaching a young player that has to rise up and be a starter.
I'm humbled by you. Thank you very much.